So in today's video we're going to make these cute little ghosts. It's the perfect Halloween decoration. And we're going to be using cotton wool. This is the zigzag kind, so it's just one piece. Some PVA glue or other white glue. Some black paint. I'm using Oxide Black by Amsterdam. Some battery powered LEDs. Some metal wire. Something like a nail polish bottle or anything else you like for the shape of your ghost. And also some cling film. My name is Randy, and I like to make art and do crafts. So let's go and make some ghosts. Let's start by mixing up our glue and water mixture. And I'm just gonna use my PVA glue. Let's just pour some in. And I'm not gonna make too much. I'd rather make more when I'm finished with something than have a lot of leftovers. So I've got about 5 millimeters in here. And I'm gonna start off adding a little bit of water and mixing that in. If you dump in a lot of water in the beginning, it's not going to be, you can still mix it, but it's going to be a lot harder. It's better to just put in a little bit, mix it, and then add more. So we want it to be quite thin. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more water. I'm trying to match the runniness of my pouring medium because I know that works really well. I think it's thin enough. So let's go to the next step. So I don't buy the bowls, I buy these sheets. Let's get our piece of cotton wool. As you can see, it comes in one part, and I like to just cut a piece off. Like so. So this is quite thick, as you can see, but we don't need everything. If you can see it, it has layers. So I'm just gonna peel off a layer. So this is probably still a little bit too thick. So let's see if we can get it to be about half. So I think this is good enough. So I prepared my little ghost and I just used some of the wire to create these arms, and I did extend the top a little bit. This is the size of the bottle, and I just made some loops of wire to go over, and I covered everything in cling film. I used just this Frischhalten folie. It's German. I live near the German border, so a lot of stuff I have is from Germany. So this should help with getting the cotton wool off of the form because it likes to stick, and it's easier to get it off of the cling film than off of the bottle. So I think this is a little bit better for you to see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take my cotton wool, and because its arms are on the side, I'm going to put the corners over them like so. And now we're just going to add our mixture of water and glue. And I'm just using a cheap brush. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to dab it on. And because it's that thin, it soaks into the cotton really fast. And I put on some gloves because this is the messy part. So I'm just working from the top down. And I'm trying to keep my hands clean till I'm a little bit further. Otherwise, the dry wool gets stuck to your gloves. So try to keep your gloves dry as long as possible. You can already see the shape a little bit better. So let me get him fully wet. So he's fully wet, but now I just want to smooth it down because, yeah, as you can see, some of it got stuck to my glove anyway. So I'm just going to go over him where I think he needs some more smoothing. And I use the end of the brush to shape his little folds. So any pieces that you think don't look that good, you can always cut them off when he's dry. I think he's done. I think he's ready to have his night of drying. So I'll see you in the morning. So there's actually a second way you can do this, and I think it's a little bit easier. So I prep my bottle and I just put some shrink wrap around it just to protect it. Then I've got my sheet of cotton wool, which I'm just gonna put down on the surface, just like that. This is a draw insert from IKEA. It's really easy to clean, so it's really handy to use for crafting. I've got my water and glue mixture, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to wet the whole piece on my surface. So just dabbing the glue on as I would do when it's on my jar. I'm actually just sticking it down to my desk. You need to make sure your brush is really, really wet because if it's too dry, the cotton wool is going to get stuck to it. So I'm just going to wet this whole thing. So now it's fully wet and it's stuck to my table. I'm just going to carefully lift it up, just like that. So this is what you get. And I'm just going to drape it over the bottle. And let me see, I think I'm going to do the corners to the sides. And I'm just going to push it onto the bottle, and I'm going to shape the sides as well. And it should hold its shape quite well, actually. So I just want to smooth this down a little bit more. My gloves are still quite wet from the glue, and I think I actually like the shape. I want this to come a little bit more forward. What do we think? I think it's cute. So now I'm just gonna let it dry. So yeah, I think this is probably the faster and easier method, but it does use quite a bit of glue. As you can see, like my container is almost empty. You could also just squeeze the excess glue and water out, but then you have to peel the cotton wool apart again. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like this and we'll come back when it's dry. I think it's going to take about a day because this one has been drying since yesterday and it's finally getting hard. This part is still a little bit soft, but the rest is quite hard. But it needs a little bit more drying time, and I think this one is going to take at least a day to dry. So I'll see you in about 24 hours. So it's been 2 days and both of them are dry. They're really nice and stiff. So let's get the little bottles out of them, and should just pop off, at least this one, because it doesn't have any of the wires. Ooh, oh boy. Well, that came out pretty perfect. I do think I want to trim all of these ends, but let's just get this one out as well. So in this case, I'm going to put the palette knife in between and wiggle it. And I think I made the mistake of pinching this part closed because the wire's in here, but maybe we can get this part out first. There we go. I really like how this one came out. And as you can see, here's the inside. And this is how it looks. So it's fully hard. You can see it stands up pretty perfect. So I think I'm just going to neaten this up. I don't want my ghost to be all fraying. I like it to be a little bit more neat. And as you can see, you can just trim all of these things off. So, and it's all pretty sturdy, so you don't have to be too careful handling it. So I think that will do for this one. So I'm just going to do the same here. Just going to cut around the bottom and the back side. I think I'm going to trim off a little bit more. Yeah, I think I like this as well. So do we want to have a sneak peek how they look with a little light in them? Okay, so hopefully this works. I turned off all of my studio lights and I've got this string of LEDs and I'm just going to put one inside and see how he looks. So, oh my goodness, look at how good. It's like he's glowing. Let me get the other one. Okay, wow, that really looks good. I think this one could maybe use two. So one like goes in the hand. It's really blowing out because my camera is really sensitive to light. But yeah, this one, look at them. It's so cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm probably gonna give them some faces. So let me put this away and get some paint. So I've got a little bit of water. I've got some of the waste material. And then I've got my Amsterdam and it's just the oxide black. Just going to wet my brush a little bit. Stick it in. I'm just going to use the lid. Don't want too much on my brush. Something like that. And let's just try and see what happens. And I made a couple more ghosts off camera. I'm really excited to give them all different faces. Okay, so already I can feel that the paint is a little bit too thick. Maybe let's try a thinner brush. This is quite a thick one. Let's compare the two. You can see this one is a lot thinner. So let's see if we can give it a little bit of a nicer mouth. From far away it looks good, but from a little bit closer on, it's not that nice. Well, the cotton wool is loose fibers, so it's probably going to look a little bit like messy. Okay, honestly, I don't think I like it. I think I'm gonna go on my computer and print some faces out and see if I can either put them, like this is one of the ones I made. I was thinking I can either stick it on top or maybe I can print it out and put it on the inside. That way it's just going to be white, and then when you turn on the lights it's going to show up. It could be a cute idea, and otherwise, well, we're just going to have to figure it out. So I drew a lot of little faces, but my printer is having a very bad day. So I just picked the one that actually worked and I cut it out and put it inside just using a little bit of sticky tape. And I'm just going to test it, but I've got a feeling we're going to be painting these because I don't know if you can see. Let me switch off my lights. As you can see, the black is showing up, but the paper is showing up as well. So I guess I'm going to be painting on the front, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. So I think I found the solution. I just got my dotting tools out because these are firm. It's easier to get a nice shape. So I just got my oxide black and I added these to this little ghost. So let's see how he looks. So let me turn off the lights and then turn this on. And as you can see, this works so much better. So I think I'm just gonna paint some faces using my dotting tools and I'll show you, I think, the final product. Or maybe I probably have to show you how to add the lights, but well, you just have to wait and see. So before I show you what I've been up to, I wanted to show you some of the tests I did beforehand. Well, it's actually just one test. I made this little guy and I used some gauze. So this was out of date, so I thought, why not use it to craft? And I just used, I think, 3 layers. And I did the same technique, just soak it with the glue and water and put it over the bottle like that. The only thing I didn't like is he's really see-through. So if you put the light inside of him, you can see he doesn't diffuse the light as well as the cotton wool. You can clearly see where the LED is. So that's why I didn't go ahead and make all of them with the gauze. I switched to the cotton wool just because it gave me the best result. And I also want to share the shapes I made. And I think it was the easiest way to make them keep their shape. And I also made a little tiny cute thing. I'm just gonna show her. I made a cute little cat or a dog. Could be both. I think it looks more like a cat. This one is actually made a little bit different. Just using the same water and glue mixture, just a paper towel, because I thought it would be a little bit easier to get a nice shape for the ears. And I built it on top of a wire frame. So I'm keeping that inside because it's kind of stuck with the ears. So yeah, let me show you what I've been up to. This is actually the one we made together, but I made him a little lantern. And I want to try and get this little light inside of the lantern. What I think I want to do is try and get this little LED up and through, because I think I closed this off. And this string has actually 20 LEDs, and I did go for the blue. I could have gone for a white, but I think the blue looks actually a little bit cuter when they light up. I'm just gonna try and stick it through. Like, these lights were like 80 cents. So it has the 2 batteries with a on and off switch. Let's see if we can actually make this work. So I'm just gonna put it inside, trying to be careful not to break anything. Okay, I think I'm just gonna put some sticky tape onto here. So let me figure this part out. Okay, so I got it to be inside of the lantern, and now I want to get the second light that's right there. I want it to be up as high as I can. So I'm just going to try and fold it. And I think I want a third light here a little bit more in the middle. So I'm just going to try and coil the wire to sit where you want it. And then I'm just going to stick that part down here, because I think I'm going to put the next ghost on the 4th light. And I have to place them next to each other and try to get all of the lights to be inside of the ghost. Like that. Hope that makes any sense. It's just, how do I say it? You just have to try and figure out the best placement for each ghost. I think I'm going to use some off-brand duct tape. I'm going to try and put it so you don't see it. I'm just cutting the rest off. So let me show you how he looks. Turn off the lights. Okay, so this is how he's going to look with the light inside of the little lantern and with the ghosts. And I want to show you how I'm gonna light up every single one of them, but I think that's going to take way too long. So I'm just gonna finish the rest and I'll show you the final result. So I'm batching. I'm going to switch to my hot glue gun because the tape is just not holding the way I like it. So just gonna put a dowel up here. Just gonna push it into the glue. And I'm gonna replace this one as well. Just gonna put some hot glue. Let's see, maybe the inside, like here. Gonna press it in. That's hot. Got to wait till the glue is dry. This is why I don't like it. It's so messy, but it's a lot stronger than the tape. But yeah, I think hot glue is the way to go. So I'm just going to continue adding the ghosts one by one. So here they are, and I think they came out super cute. This is with all the lights off. The only thing is that the little lantern doesn't light up as much as the rest, but that's okay. I really love how the cat looks. It was a bit of a struggle with all the hot glue, but I think in the end it came out really well. So let me turn on the lights. So this is how it looks with the lights on and the LEDs on. And as you can see, they're still quite bright. I put them in kind of a circle or semicircle. Sorry for the shaky footage, but I'm doing it handheld because top down you're not gonna see anything of their cute faces. But yeah, I really like that little cat. And my little fanged friend there. I really hope you try this. It's really easy and really, really fun to do. And the outcome is just so cute. Let me turn off the little lights. So this is how they look in just the normal lights. Yeah, I'm stoked. Let me know what your thoughts are and if you're gonna try it yourself. And I would love to know which one is your favorite. If you have any questions, just leave them down below in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But for now, I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone! I got so much glue on my camera. It's crazy.